everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. We are really excited for you. We don't even just have one Summer Nights wave, we get two Summer Nights waves this season, and we are here to preview the upcoming films on Hallmark Channel and Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. Going to be really fun. I am film critic Rachel Wagner, and I figured we had to bring back Hannah and Katie from One Kiss Means Forever because they were here to preview the first wave. So you got to be ready for the second wave.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I'm a little uncomfortable with calling things waves at the moment based on where we are, but
look at that.
Well, no, but I'm going to choose to believe it's the beach wave. We're going to be like summer beach waves.
This is the positive wave, not the coronavirus wave.
And I'm waving hello to everybody.
Yes. So how was your all's June? Did you have a nice start to the summer?
Oh, yes, for sure.
We're almost finished July, too.
Yeah. Where did 2021 go?
I don't know. 2021 is like in a pocket of time somewhere that I can never get back, and it just sped ahead, and
yeah,
I'm
like
crazy.
Very confused about how it's the end of July. I don't understand this.
It's true. I have been as busy as I've ever been. I mean, it's been like delightful stuff because I just decided I'm like, I got to take advantage. And I'm sure I'll kind of get over this because eventually there'll be more normalcy. But like after I got vaccinated, it was just like, I got to take advantage of everything I couldn't do.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Have you been having some summer fun?
I really did. So I set a goal that I was going to make this the summer of theater. And so I have been going to as many live theater/concert performances as I possibly could to support the arts because I really believe in that. And
awesome.
I happen to live in a place, while not New York City, as you all live. I come to live in a place that has a ton of live theater. Wow. And so I will this week be going to my 20th post-vaccination show.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Yeah, I haven't been to any live shows yet.
I will this weekend, actually. Shakespeare in the Park is free, and you enter a lottery, and I randomly won. So.
I actually had just read a review of that. Isn't it Merry Wives of Windsor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it's really good.
I have heard the same. I'm dragging fiance Billy with me. It's his birthday weekend, so we're doing certain things, and I was like, I didn't think I'd win, but I won, so we're gonna go.
I am jealous.
There's just nothing I love better than live theater. I
Agreed.
Just think it's the best. And as much as I love movies, I love live theater even more.
Yeah. I'm 100% with you. Mm-hmm. I was a little jealous when I saw on Instagram, I think it was, that you went to see She Loves Me because I adore She Loves Me so much.
Well, that was so fun too because it was a venue that I had never been to before. It was actually just in one of the local libraries, just this little tiny auditorium. Yeah,
that's so cute.
Yeah, and the couple that were the leads in She Loves Me were an actual married couple, which is always fun.
That's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I love that it was in a library and it was a trip to the library.
Has made a new girl of me.
He bought me ice cream. It's such a good show. If y'all haven't seen She Loves Me, but I'll put a link down if you want, because I've done a theater review on my personal blog of every single thing that I've seen, every single show. So if you want to check those out, it's rachelsmusings.net.
Oh, wonderful. Yay.
And that's just to try to support local theater. I did not monetize or anything. It's just for fun. So, I have been even driving all the way, like some pretty long drives to get to some of the venues. I've really been trying to stretch myself and see things I wouldn't normally see. And it's just been super fun. So
awesome.
How exciting.
Yeah. I even got to see one of our patrons for the podcast, Cynthia, she was in town. And so we met up and went to see Guys and Dolls at a local theater. And that was so fun. So y'all should check out the Patreon. It's really good.
Man, is that one of the tiers?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Top tier, go to see musicals with Rachel. Done.
So we had the first wave as they called it on Hallmark Channel, of Summer Nights. And I'm just curious because we did the preview, and I can't remember which one we were kind of the most hyped for
I
of
do.
all of them.
Or at
Do you
least I
remember?
remember which one I was the most hyped for.
Yeah.
Because I thought that Baker's Son was going to be this really cool magical realism like jaunt, and we got that somewhat. But I have to say, and I don't know if I'm spoiling it, but I
Uh-huh.
think I was the most disappointed by Baker's
Mm.
Son, which is really sad because I
Yeah.
was all stoked.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I was totally excited for Baker's Son. And the one that I thought was the best by leaps and bounds bored me on paper.
Yeah.
Mhm. Which one?
Her pen pal.
Oh, so good, right?
It was
Yes.
surprisingly good.
So good. And I remember when we were talking, I was like, this sounds like it has a lot of potential. And I mean, just the whole idea of a pen pal reconnecting is very romantic, and it being in Paris. But it
Yeah.
had a high, if I had known when we were previewing it that was written by Joie Boken, I would have been way more confident because she's brilliant. And she's done so many
Yeah.
good ones like Miss Christmas and
Mhm.
Falling for You and the Love in Store. Like, she's
Oh,
great.
fun. Those
Yeah.
are really, really good ones,
Mhm.
especially Falling for You because it's the best.
Mhm. I love that one. Yeah, so she's a great writer. If I had known it was written by her, I would have been more pumped, but I didn't. But yeah, I agree with you. That one was the best. I think that Baker's Son, the problem is that as a couple, they weren't together that much. He was with
Yeah.
the dancer most of the movie. And so when they got together at the end, it felt I felt like she was into him. I didn't really feel like he was into her.
Yeah.
So it didn't quite work. But like the mayor and the town, absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
We're all about like
Quirky townspeople.
Quirky townspeople is like the greatest thing. But
Yeah.
when you start getting the quirky townspeople randomly trying to set them up so his bread tastes good, I was like, consent. No, thank you. But I agree with you. Like they didn't spend enough time with them being in love, so I was really thrown off.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted them to lean into the magical realism, and they didn't.
Right.
I think I was really looking forward to just like there being like unexplainable magic, and they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Or more rules of why it tastes delicious. Not just his confidence, but like I wanted
Mhm.
more like now your bread tastes like floury. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I liked Sand Dollar Cove more than it seems like everybody else.
No,
I thought
I
it
was
was
just
cute.
about to say
Yeah.
that. Like the other one I was surprised by, like I didn't like it as much as her pen pal, but Sand Dollar Cove was the one I was the least excited about
Mhm.
last time. I was like, this sounds boring.
Yeah.
CMM is always good in my book, but I thought it was sweet.
Yeah.
It was very sweet.
Mhm.
I have no real complaints
Yeah,
with
like the
it.
plot was very standard. We've seen it in a
Yeah.
million other Hallmark movies, but I thought it was well done and got lots of beach shots, which I'm a fan of,
They
and
had
I thought
great
we got an
chemistry.
early kiss and their relationship. Like, I am more or
Yeah.
less bought. So I enjoyed it. It was probably my second favorite
100%.
of
I'm right
all
there
of
with you.
those.
Agreed.
So there we go. Let us know what you think of the first Summer Nights grouping that we got. And so let's talk about these second wave. Do you think they should have come up with another name instead of just being Summer Nights all summer?
Mm,
You know, I don't hate that it's summer nights all summer. Um, but
They
it's
seem to
fun
be.
to
I
have
mean,
the names.
yeah,
yeah.
like at a certain point, are they should they just say we have a movie this week?
Yeah, like it's kind of, we'll get to it, but the last Summer Nights movie title to me is like, this is not summer, this is fall. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you with like, why can't you just say just like new movie? But you can't put new movie tonight on a Monopoly game. Hallmark
No, I guess
Monopoly
that is
game board.
true. It just seems like they're moving away from the seasons, which kind of bums me out a little bit, but
Yeah.
it did leave for some cheesiness that you would get.
Well, can I ask you, because you're an authority on this, and I feel like I've only really had the Hallmark Channel for maybe like the last 4 years
Uh-huh.
consistently, but do we have more premieres than usual over the last couple of years that we are getting away from seasons? Like it's less
Oh,
like
yeah.
wonky? Is that the case, or is that just my head kind of thinking that that's what's happening?
No, we definitely have. Like, we had the Baby It's Cold Out, Cold Inside. We had, I
Yeah.
don't know, just some kind of, I'm trying to remember. I feel like at Winterfest there was a weird one. I feel like I don't know. It's just, there's definitely
Yeah.
been some strange placements going on. So
Cool.
I don't know what they're doing over there at Hallmark. It's very but they always had some, like, I remember, the one with Jessica Lowndes, and Wes Brown that was, like, in the fall harvest, but it was clearly a summer movie.
Oh yeah,
They
the
Yeah.
wearing, like,
Over
all
the
these
Moon.
sundresses and
Yeah. Over the Moon in Love.
Yeah,
yeah,
which
yeah,
was
yeah.
cute.
They
Yeah.
always kind of stretched things quite a bit.
Well, it's getting more and more too. Also, when we get into like New Year, New You, and they're like they're planning their New Year's party, and they're like, "We've been planning this for 2 weeks," and then you kind of think about it. You're like, "You've been planning this since before Christmas. We
Yeah.
didn't see that movie." It always just seems like two very separate like sides of the brain to me,
Yeah.
and I'm feeling the same way with some of the premieres too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing that you would miss if they go away from the seasons is, like, part of the fun of these movies is sort of the tropey nature of the seasons, you know?
True.
Like,
Right.
when
How do you know when to have hot
yeah,
cocoa
Oh
versus
my
ice
gosh.
cream
yeah,
versus s'mores versus I don't
yeah.
know
I mean,
what
you
else am I
can't be
missing?
having hot cider in the summer. What kind of madness is that?
Is it just going to be a plain festival with no theme?
Oh,
How do we
yeah.
know?
But I don't know. So we'll see. We'll be here to cover it, do the previews. But and Hallmark can be celebrating pure randomness, which seems to be the case these days. But all right, well, let's just talk about these movies. And we
Yay.
had done, I think, we had done beach balls. At least was our starting criteria,
Yeah.
grading um, before. So we'll go with that until we decide to do something different because
Sounds good.
these
Okay.
preview shows don't mean anything. They're just silly. So don't take them too seriously. You have no idea. These movies could
Woohoo.
end up being great, all great. All right. So we have Love for Real. This is our first film coming out. I think this will actually come out the day of that I'm going to post this episode. So
All right.
very
Cool.
exciting. Love for
So we'll
Real.
all find out in a few hours what we actually think about this.
And we'll all
Yes.
tweet about it.
And I'm very excited. Haley Strong is coming back, and she hosts a Bachelorette and Bachelor podcast, and so she's done a couple episodes with me of our podcast. She's hilarious and amazing. And anyway, she's going to come back, and we are going to be covering this next week sometime, doing a soul recap, because
Sounds.
obviously The Bachelor and is so y'all have that to look forward to. It's so great. So all right, so this is on the 31st of July, and it's Love for Real, and it stars Chloe Bridges, Tiana Tully, sorry if I said your name wrong, Scott Michael Foster, and Corbin Blue. Directed by McLean Nelson, and the writer is Irene Dobson, who has done a ton of Hallmark, The Good Witch, One Winter, all the One Winter movies, Mary and
Nice.
Bright, Winter Princess, Once Upon a Christmas Miracle. So she's done it all. And it's Haley and her best friend Bree go on a reality dating show to publicize her fashion line, but nothing goes as planned when love, friendship, and careers are on the line. So this looks interesting. The preview looked pretty good, I have to say, and I like this cast, and I've enjoyed most of the stuff this writer has done. The only thing that makes me a little nervous is Hallmark has yet to make a good reality dating type of movie. In fact, I would say some of the ones have been some of the worst that they've done. Like the Chad Michael Murray one was so bad with Italia Ricci, and I thought at least that whatever that one
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
called.
That one, I didn't like that one, and I didn't like the Pascal Hutton Sam
Yeah.
Page
Yeah.
one.
That one was kind of bonkers, but like it was bad.
Yeah, just like honestly, as a premise, like reality dating show premise,
Yeah.
it should work, but often is sort of boring,
Yeah, like there was
which
the
is a
one with Heather Hedmonds, and there was a wedding movie
Oh
where
yeah, like
they're
Love Takes Two or
oh yeah, yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah, yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've tried it quite a few times and they have yet to succeed. And the one with Pascal Hutton was just like, why is Sam Page on all these dates? Like, what is he doing?
It was a very weird.
It was
Yeah.
hilarious, but like
Um
in a Hallmark or horror way. Like one of those movies that you just change the music and it's a horror movie.
yes. Yeah, so this movie, I'm like I genuinely don't know what to think about it, because it with the reality dating show, that's not exciting to me. Because it's like fool me once kind of situation.
Yeah.
But the cast is like very intriguing. Have we ever gotten Corbin Blue in a Hallmark movie
No, I
before?
believe
I don't
this
think
is
so.
his debut. So that's
So
exciting.
I'm gonna be upset if Scott Michael Foster and Corbin Blue don't sing in this movie at all.
Prepare to be upset because I don't think it's happening. Um,
I know it's not happening.
but they like they have it. It's right there. They could totally
It's
do
I
it.
so
know.
close. The
You-
Hallmark musical is so close. I can taste it. Like I just need it.
I
Yeah.
want a like buddy duo singing in the rain number.
Don't tempt me with such a good time, Hannah.
Yeah. So basically he's like Scott Michael Foster is like the producer, it seems like,
Something
It
like
looked
that.
like that, yeah.
of the show. Corbin Blue is the bachelor.
Yes.
And so Scott Michael Foster ends up falling for the girl, I guess.
Well, I got the impression that they're best friends, and I don't know who is who, but Corbin Blue falls for one of them, and Scott Michael Foster falls for the other. And I get the reason that I'm like kind of slightly optimistic is it seems like the like primary story is the Scott Michael Foster one, so
Mhm.
it's less
Well, it makes
TV
me think of,
reality show.
have you ever have you ever seen I Married Ryan Banks?
No.
With shoot, what's his name? Beverly Hills 90210 guy, Jason Priestley. That's Jason Priestley and Bradley Cooper in it. It's very
What?
old. Yeah, it's like I think it's ABC Family or it's I don't think it's Hallmark, but they show it. They'll have it on Hallmark Movies now. It's a TV movie back when
Okay.
before Bradley Cooper was famous, and it's almost the same plot. We've actually covered it with Haley Strong on the podcast.
I mean, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that Hannah and I have decided that our podcast is just made for TV romances, and you have just given us a nugget.
It's
So
actually a
thank
really
you.
good one.
Okay.
It's almost the same plot. I Married Ryan Banks is basically Jason Priestley's the movie star, and then Bradley Cooper is his like best friend slash assistant. And
Gotcha.
so he's trying to like recover his career after an embarrassing Twitter thing or whatever. And it was before Twitter, but an embarrassing thing like that. And so he goes on this bachelor type show, and then you also have this girl and who makes it very far, and she starts to fall in love with Bradley Cooper because who wouldn't?
Yeah.
And so it's like this whole scandal and everything like that. It's really cute. It's a fun movie.
I'm
And this
excited.
kind of looks like that. It looks like she sort of, I don't know if it's her or somebody else that refuses at the very beginning of the preview. It shows Corbin Blue giving the heart to a girl and then she runs off. But I think and I don't know if that's her friend or what is happening. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I got the impression this could be very wrong. That like that was like the end of the prior season.
mhm. Yeah, it's something
Ooh.
like that. Yeah, so
But
she
I
runs
mean,
off and then they're starting the new season and there's this girl there, Tiana Tully and Chloe Bridges, I think, are those two women.
Right.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's. I mean, if I were just to look at the preview, I'd be like, "Ooh, that looks great." I think it looks really fun. I wasn't
Yeah.
that crazy about Scott Michael Foster in the one with Lara Osnes. Wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, he was okay, not wonderful, but
We still love him.
yeah, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I'm a fan, and I'm going to continue to be no matter what.
Absolutely. And he was a big part of that. Just so charming.
Yeah.
I think when it comes down to the reality dating shows via Hallmark people, I would rather just watch a couple seasons of Unreal, which is a TV show that was on FX that
Yes.
I made a spreadsheet, Rachel, about how many Hallmark people have been on that show, and it is just such a detraction from what we know and love them for. So it's nice.
I know a lot. Brendan Elliott is the host on
He
that show.
is, yeah.
But
He is
that
a
show
very, very sleazy host.
Yeah, that show is definitely not Hallmark friendly.
No, but it's nice to see like Tyler Hines and Michael Ratty
Yeah.
in those sleazy kind of gross roles.
Osner.
Yeah.
In there. The thing is that maybe the reason why these types of plots don't tend to work that well with Hallmark is that they aren't willing to go kind of trashy. And there is just something inherently trashy about The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Like,
You have a
that's
point.
part of the fun of it. Don't get mad at me, folks. That's part of what we feel.
100%. Like, absolutely 100%. I think you have it right on the nose that we kind of want it's the guilty pleasure of it, where we know that it's garbage humans, and Hallmark prides itself on like not being garbage humanity.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. I think you should propose that and say like, just start getting a little bit trashier, Hallmark, and then you got it.
Or we need to do not a reality dating show, but like the making it version of these.
Yeah.
Like Great British Bake Off?
Yes.
They tried to do that with the Heather Hemmings one, I think, a little bit more, if I recall. That
Yeah, it was still a wedding.
Yeah.
And they did that one with Erin Cahill. That with like there was, and I think it was it Andrew Walker? I can't remember, where it was they couldn't see each other and they ended up being like rivals that were cooking blindly against each other.
Oh, no, that was Brennan Penny.
Brennan Penny.
Yeah, that was a cooking one. They did do with Andrew Walker the date. I think it's Date with Love, the one with the celeb posal, promposal. Madison
wait.
And
yeah, and
and
he's like a teacher.
Yeah, that one was pretty cute.
That one felt a little bit more Never Been Kissed plot line to me than reality dating show. But yeah, I follow.
I don't love Never Been Kissed that much, but I do love the scene where she's eating the pie. It's one of my favorite scenes. She's like, I ate a whole pie. Anyway, so how many beach balls are you giving Love for Real? What do you think?
All right, so if we're going out of 5,
yes,
I feel like I'm not dreading it, but I'm also slightly scared at what happens. So I'm gonna keep it at a very neutral 2.5.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 3 because I forgot we could chop the beach balls in half. So maybe I'll do 1 beach ball and a ping pong ball. No, 2 beach balls and a ping pong ball. That's what I'm gonna rate it as.
And I agree about 2.5. That's what I would give it as well. But I'm gonna give our upcoming podcast with Haley Strong a 5.
Yay.
100%. Definitely a 5.
I hope that it's fun just for that alone. Like, I hope it's either really bad or really good, because either way will be fun to podcast about.
Yeah.
But if it's just kind of lame, then that would be a bummer.
That's
but anyway,
I hear you.
Exactly.
We'd like to take a second from this episode of the podcast to celebrate our sponsor of this episode, and that is the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast?
Do you want an inside scoop into what happens on the podcast?
Do you want early access to episodes and loads of cool perks?
Now is the time to become a patron of Hallmarkies podcast.
By becoming a patron, you get to access our patron Facebook group.
You can request episodes or even be a guest on the podcast.
And most importantly, any patron can join our monthly movie watch-alongs with stars like Paul Campbell, Natalie Hall, and more.
It's as low as $2 a month to join in and become a special part of the Hallmarkies family.
Please consider, and we will love you forever.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
So on the 7th, we have the 27-hour day, which sounds exhausting. I don't love the title already.
It sounds exhausting, but like this title came out and my first thought was, oh, they're acknowledging that Hallmark heroines have more than 24 hours in a day. Finally.
Yeah, they do tend to have like 3 jobs. I mean, especially on the television shows. Like Cassie, she has like 3 jobs.
Yeah.
And time to craft.
Yeah, exactly. Yet she's mad at Sam for working too hard. You know, you're just like, what? You have like 3 jobs, Cassie. Calm down.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this stars Autumn Reeser and Andrew Walker, both friends of the podcast. They're delightful. It's directed by David Winning, who's done a ton, and written by Audrey Schulman. And she recently did As Luck Would Have It and Love, Fall, in Order.
Cute.
I like Love, Fall, in Order. As Luck Would Have It was not my favorite.
Oh, I thought it was cute.
It was,
I mean, it was fine. I think I mostly just loved that it was Ireland and him.
It was nothing about the writing.
It was pretty boring to me. I have to be honest. I was disappointed by it. But yeah,
Fair.
Ireland is beautiful. So
I think I just liked all that it was legitimately funny. I just the guy who like she was supposed to kind of fall in love with that was like a geologist or something. That was genuinely funny to me. So that's the one thing that sticks out.
Well, in Love, Fall, in Order, I will never forget the pumpkin decorated judge's chair, whatever they call that. That just made me laugh. Like the courtroom was all Hallmarkified, which made me laugh.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going into the court and being like, I don't know, very festive.
Yeah. Well, but they do that. And that came up on another Hallmark podcast I was listening to recently about like, do courtrooms get decorated? Is that a thing? Like, it's like, no, they probably really don't.
No.
Like,
that would be so funny. Like, sorry, I'm going to prison.
But don't worry, it's Christmas.
The jury says, "Can you repeat that testimony? I was just looking at this wonderful centerpiece."
But the plot of this one is an entrepreneur takes a necessary break from developing her wellness brand empire and discovers that the work-life balance she needs won't be easy. Will a new romance and relaxing retreat change her life forever? So I think that Autumn Reeser is a type who can elevate anything. Like even she did that barbecue one, which I thought was terrible, but she was really cute in it.
Yeah. I like it better. I've realized. I think the only one that kind of like goes against this is the summer one with Jesse Metcalfe and the wedding.
You don't like that
Country
one?
Wedding.
No. I do like that one. This goes against what I'm about to say.
Oh, I was going to say Mouth and Cape.
No. Sorry. I tend to find Autumn Reeser more believable as the straight, like business lady.
Oh yeah.
Like she's not always cast in that, but like this is more how I see her.
The opposite of her character from Country Wedding, who is just like,
right.
You pay for meditation?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like that. Like she seems, she she just does the person who does pay for meditation very well.
So well.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like she's done just about everything really because I love it. Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's one of my favorites.
That
She's
one is
great in
really
that.
cute, but to me, that one is it still fits with this because her whole thing of like dressing to the nines in like period clothing kind of also goes with that.
I also like her in Bramble House. She's cute in that.
That is cute. I really like the Bramble House movie.
She really does. She picks good projects for the most part, and she is good at like elevating the material. So that's a step. I have to admit that I love Andrew Walker as a human, but I don't think he is quite as good at picking projects. He's had a number of ones like that I haven't been a big fan of, like the one with him and Danica renovating.
The design one.
That one is very forgettable to me. I've seen it
on the checklist.
I also
it's checked off on the checklist, so I've seen it.
I also really dislike his one with Lacey for Valentine's.
We did an episode on that one, and we agree.
Why are you being so rude to him? Like, he's literally helping you. Like, Xavier, what are you doing? Like, drove me crazy.
But also, you don't work there. Really, you don't.
And then she would be so mad. She'd be like, "Oh, you was such a jerk." I'm like, "What are you smoking?" He's literally being nice to you the whole day.
Yeah, that one is bonkers.
But I love Snowed Christmas.
Yes. Sorry, I shouted into the microphone.
Yes.
I think that like Bottled with Love came out, and then the first time I saw Snowed In Christmas was like the next Christmas, and I was like, hey, they're back, and this is beautiful. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I think that's on our short list for upcoming Christmas movies.
Yeah,
it's so
that's
good.
a great one.
It's so good. And so both of them can make good movies. It's a strong pairing. I think I'm trying to remember if they've done one together. I don't think so.
Couldn't find. I was trying to look that up because I'm like, is this the first? Is this? Could we really be having a first time pairing with these two people who are constantly on our screens? But I couldn't find one. So unless somebody digs something up and writes into you, let us know.
Yeah, I don't think that they have, and I feel like they'll have good chemistry. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm hoping these two veterans like really like have fun with it. You know, since they've been doing it so much, I'm hoping that they find sort of like comfortability with each other so they can kind of go off the rails and just be good actors.
Yeah. I mean, my only real worry about this movie is the premise feels overdone. Like, I've seen this movie so 100%. Many times.
Yeah, I mean, at least they don't have them like working at a festival.
We don't know that, Rachel.
That's true. Being corrected.
Like, as soon as I read the first sentence about like, entrepreneur takes a necessary break from developing her wellness brand, I was like, so how are they going to make her work on this vacation?
Yeah, the whole wellness brand empire is a little bit of a groaner, but because it's Autumn Reeser, I know it'll be super sweet. And like, there's some people who you'd hear that and you'd be like, oh, that's gonna be cringy, but she'll be sweet about it. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is pretty realistic, especially when you're dealing with an older couple that is getting together, because when you are single past a certain age, I feel like your job does kind of become your spouse in a lot of ways. And you just, that's takes up all of your sort of mental space, or like 90% of it. And then you have like a few little crumbs for everything else. And so I kind of get that. I do. So hopefully it won't be boring. Hopefully it'll be fun. So we'll see.
We shall see. And like I kind of agree with you. I'm hoping that this one is going to be a surprise. That it's like textbook Hallmark. Like, we've seen this a million times, but due to the talent in the room, it might just be like fun and frolicking. And
Yeah.
if there is a festival, hopefully she's enjoying it, not working it or making strudel or something. So
I mean, that's what was Sandella Cove to me. It was just like base hit, click, and
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
totally predictable, but I
But
enjoyed
their
it.
chemistry
So,
saved it for me. The
Yeah.
fact that they were like kind of steamy in their relationship in that
yeah,
movie, I'm like here for it.
and
Yeah.
and they had like set pieces that were fun, like the clam bake and the
Yeah, that
something
was
like that was
cool.
escapism and fun, and
Yeah.
so if they kind of have that going in here, we'll see. So next up, it's very exciting. Are you ready? We have the hold on just a sec.
Oh wait, we didn't rate the
Oh yeah,
20
how many beach balls will you give the 27-hour day? Which I still don't like that title. Very
Yeah.
It's not a great title because
no.
also it makes me think 127 hours,
Oh
and that is
gosh.
not where your brain is supposed to go. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like where do we get 3 extra hours? Like why not just 1 or 10? The 35-hour day. Well, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That's more than 10. I'm going to give it 2 beach balls. 2 beach balls for me.
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well, with the caveat that I reserve the right to be completely wrong, and it's actually really, really wonderful.
We have deflated beach balls next to it and hope that they can inflate
Yes.
during the movie.
Like I think like I could make an argument that this is a 1 beach ball or a 4 beach ball, and I'm very torn.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2 just for the talent, but
Nice.
I agree. So on the 14th, very few film franchises have risen to the rank of 6 entries. But Wedding March is now one of them.
Yay!
Sealed with a Kiss, Wedding March 6. So this
Well, they're finally getting married.
Spoiler.
It's
Maybe not according to the synopsis
It's-
that Rachel's reading.
According to the previews, they're definitely
Is
married.
there a preview? I didn't see a preview.
I think I saw it like a promo during one of the movies or something.
Oh, okay.
Like I definitely saw her in a wedding dress at an altar.
All right. Well, before saying I do themselves, Mick and Olivia are hosting the wedding of an A-list actor and his fiance. But when the low-key celebration morphs into an event that's anything but that, they have to quickly pivot to pull it off. Meanwhile, Mick gets an exciting opportunity Olivia won't let him turn down. They're faced with delaying their own nuptials until a last-minute change in plans give both couples the weddings of their dreams. So I forget, it's Hannah that's planning the wedding, right? Or did I get it mixed up?
No, it's Katie.
I'm planning the wedding.
So Katie, you're planning a wedding. What does this summary do for you? Does it make you anxious?
Well, as an A-list actor myself, it's going to be just a huge to-do. Okay, I feel like I need to start out with this section saying, and I think Hannah will disagree with me, I love these movies. I love the Wedding March movies. I understand what they are, that they are not great at all, but they hit a spot for me. I love the premise of there is a people who run a venue that is a house and they might be in love. Yeah, the only thing that I'm worried about with this, and hopefully this won't happen at my wedding, is I'm hoping, I think that I just have this little like thing in my brain that they're going to take over the wedding. That somehow the A-list actor and like his fiance is going to go elope in a corner somewhere, and that Mick and Olivia are going to take the big wedding for themselves.
Oh,
Is this because we just recently watched Christmas Wedding Planner?
That
Katie?
might be part of it, but I just have a sneaking suspicion that that's what we're going to get. And if that is what happens, I'm going to be so mad, but also very happy.
And they give both couples the weddings of their dreams.
Yeah,
So that is
everybody's
comforting.
happy.
True.
But I could see that. And just the whole low-key celebration morphs into an event that's anything but that. I want to die. That sounds terrible to me.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing that stresses me out about this is it's a very Hallmark thing to do, to postpone a wedding with like days to spare.
Yeah.
Like the type A planner in me like just has a mental and somewhat physical
Yeah.
like
Because
absolute
they're
collapse.
like making those wedding cakes like a week in advance. They're like, like things like that just can't be just like we're canceling it and putting it
Well, the
off
cool
like without like huge fines and deposits and stuff.
This is true, which is why fiance Billy and I are opting for a destination wedding where we don't have to make those decisions until 3 days beforehand. We get there, we're like, this cake, this hors d'oeuvre,
Nice.
where's the bar kind of thing.
Although don't watch Destination Wedding before you
No,
Uh,
don't do
yeah.
that.
Now, I mean, the Wedding in March movies are ridiculous, and I mean, one of my favorite moments on the podcast is when we were all talking about the fact that he gave her a promise ring and just dying laughing, and the most ridiculous thing for a grown man in his at least 50s.
Right.
Like, I mean, also this idea that they don't live together, but they're both
Yeah.
like
Of course not, Hannah.
divorcees.
It's a Hallmark movie. You can't cohabitate before marriage.
They weren't even like, I guess, I can't think of a better word, like actually going steady or whatever. This in one of them that it was like she moved all the way up there to live. What?
Right.
Like,
I think it
and
was the
you're
second
not
one.
in
Yeah.
like a committed relationship. That doesn't make any sense. And then he gives her the promise ring. I think that was in the fourth one, or the third one.
No,
and
it
I
was
just
definitely
died.
the fifth one because we did an episode on Wedding March 5 because we happened to have a date for our episode that fell on March 5th. And I was like, Hannah, we have to do this
The
movie.
promise ring. I thought that was in the fourth one. You sure that he gives the promise
I
ring? At
He
the end?
definitely gives a ring at the end of whatever one. They have the Milky Milk moon bars that they're making, and I'm pretty sure because I remember
think
that
the
stupid
fifth
detail,
one-
we must have had it in the
Yeah, that's
I think
gotta-
the
podcast.
fifth one has Tyler Hines in it. So it's
Yeah, for sure it does, and that's the episode
fourth
that we
one
did.
is Andrew Walker.
And
Merritt Patterson.
yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And the second one is by far the worst. The Bridezilla in that one, I can't stand to save my life.
Right.
She's the worst. And the third one has Peter Benson. And
Who's
that one's
great.
pretty good. And Gabrielle
The
Miller.
second and the third one they meshed to me because I think I watched them in an afternoon on Hallmark Movies Now when they were on there.
Yeah.
So I'm not as well versed, and they're kind of like, why?
Which one's which?
Yeah.
Well, this one, Sealed with a Kiss, Wedding March 6.
Yeah, I just here's my like hope against hope. They're never gonna do it, but I just want them to be this clever and put the Sealed with a Kiss book that she wrote in All for Love on like a table in the background.
I forgot about that.
Oh my gosh.
I would just, I don't know. I just
Well,
hope
they
this
did
is
that
the
once
last one.
before.
Please.
Did we ever talk about that, Rachel? That we
They what?
found like we have a segment in our podcast called Across the Universe, and it was born because they literally did that on snow in Snow Coming. They put the Sealed with the Kiss book that she wrote in the library in that movie. So
No way.
yeah, and so we're like, this is now a segment, so we can talk about things when this happens.
There's
So if
some
that
of
does
those.
happen, I'll
I
die.
forget. There was a pair of snowflake earrings that I think was worn in It's Christmas Eve, and then in another one right after each other. And I was like, it's the same
Whoa.
earrings.
Yeah, I feel like they do that. I feel
Yeah.
like, this year it was the white cable knit sweater for the men.
Oh right. They had it everywhere for Christmas.
They'll just be like, oh yeah, we got those. Or we bought them in bulk.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not like, I think that I actually like Jack Wagner in certain settings. He's become when he's been playing a judge on What Calls the Heart, I've actually enjoyed it quite a bit because like that really fits his character to be sort of judgy, for lack of a better word. And he's like good at that. And I like him when he's like a host or when he was hosting the cookie contest. He was great at that, super charming. So that kind of a role, I think he's great at. This like kind of wannabe cool guy, rocker guy, ex whatever that he's in these movies
Yeah.
is not great. And like him and Josie have fine chemistry, but they put you in these situations that is completely ridiculous. That you're just like, come on, you two are adults. Like this is just absurd. And I do like Nathan Whitty. He is really fun, super nice. But this one, I mean, aside from it being probably really ridiculous, I can't give it more than a 1. Sorry, because I'm not into wedding movies either. So you combine that onto it, and the whole plot of low key celebration turning into more than they bargained for. That sounds terrible to me.
I think that sounds completely on brand for this franchise of movie. If it didn't happen, I feel like the wedding's getting out of hand is underlying in all of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it 4.5 beach balls because I'm so excited.
And I'm you were correct earlier, Katie. I'm more on Rachel's side of things here.
Yep. I know who I am as a person.
Though, I feel like if they lean into the crazy, it could be really fun.
Yeah.
But I'm going with 1.5.
Yeah. I bet we're going to get some scene with Jack Wagner playing his guitar and serenading Josie.
Oh, it's gonna be terrible. He's gonna serenade the wedding to I love them because they're pure cheese, and the fact that an ex-rocker is running a wedding planning thing and this beautiful house with this, I love every second of it. It's so ridiculous. It's wonderful.
God bless him.
My 4.5 is not this is not like Godfather ratings here. Like this is not The Princess Bride. I'm like, this is like, dude, where's my car? I love it.
All right. So then the 21st, we have Love in the Afternoon, which seems like a pretty scandalous title.
Yeah. I would really appreciate a change in this title. I hate it.
Because
Wasn't
isn't
it
that
an old
the
movie?
name of the movie with Audrey Hepburn?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
and
is
Gary
this
Cooper.
that's not what I don't think that's what we're doing here.
No.
They're
confusing.
just running out of times of day to be in love, I guess.
Right. Because it is timed.
Yes.
So
And Love in the Morning is the most scandalous.
this stars Jen Lilly and Ryan Pavey and Linda Dano. And they, of course, Jen and Ryan have been in a movie together before, Harvest Love.
Right.
And it's written by Judith and Sandra Berg, who are like legends at Hallmark. They've done All Summer Long, Majestic Christmas, Christmas Next Door, Harvest Love, A Dash of Love.
Nice.
So lots. And we had them on the podcast a while back. They're great. And the plot of this is, in order to save her daytime soap drama from cancellation, head writer Maggie must convince Darren, fan favorite actor, and her real life ex-boyfriend to return to the show. The show's producer, Alice, who created the series, wants to retire and hopes to pass the baton to Maggie if the soap can be salvaged. Now, there's a lot interesting things, because obviously Love in the Afternoon, because that's when soaps would air in the afternoon.
Right.
Understand that. Also, it's I mean, you can't have better casting than this, of course, because Jen Lilly, former soap star,
right,
and Ryan Pavey, former soap star, both playing. I mean, in this case, she's playing a writer, and then he's fan favorite actor. Hello, perfect.
Hello.
Right? Yeah.
I'm just very stuck on the wait, he's not in it anymore, and he left
to return. Yeah.
Why? Please. That's the story I want to find out.
Yeah, we don't have a preview for this, but I mean, everybody's kind of leaving soaps these days, so I think it could be just simple. He just got another job or something, maybe.
Wants to break into movies.
Wouldn't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. The thing that okay, so I do know. I'm gonna say this. I really love movies about making movies and theater and TV shows. I love I love watching actors play actors. I love Soap Dish is one of my favorite movies. So like the behind the scenes of a soap opera is like
Yeah.
super great for me. But I think they lost me by saying that you already have that soap opera thing and already they're ex-lovers. I think you lost me with that.
Oh,
I kind of would have loved more of a new romance in this setting.
Mm.
That's
I
fair.
could see that, but I feel like it's something. This could be totally terrible, but I do think that it's something new. Like we've
Yeah.
never had a Hallmark movie set in a soap opera world, and obviously the casting is really solid.
Absolutely.
We also don't know how ex they are.
That's true.
So, like I would be really
true.
excited if it's like a high school romance, like he wasn't famous when they were together kind of deal.
That could
That's
be good.
true.
That would elevate some things for me.
Sure. Yeah. I
Well,
mean, I guess it's all conditional.
The payback is going to go nuts for this movie.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about
My
that.
question is, do we get any I'll just say relative to Hallmark, scantily clad Ryan Baby shots?
Oh, please.
We could use
Because
another
you can't
one
have
if
a
it's coming
soap
out of the
opera without like
pool.
Yes.
Exactly.
Please. You're going to title Love in the Afternoon. Like, come on.
Why? This is why we watch our stories. Our long-winded romance and peaks at pecs.
Which, by the way, that was the definite worst part of You Had Me at Aloha. That kiss, the ending kiss.
Oh my God.
Was so bad.
It really was.
Oh, it was really bad. Okay, last one for Summer Nights, 8/20 on August 28th. It's called Sweet Pecan Summer. Christine Coe, Wes Brown, Lauren Tom, and it's Amanda has to work with her ex-boyfriend JP to sell her favorite aunt's pecan farm. Putting aside their differences, old feelings start to rekindle, and they question their life plans. So I like this. I've never seen anything, I think, with this Christine Coe, but she looks really cute. And I love Wes Brown.
Yeah, I agree.
And this is very basic, save the farm story. Also, the second chance romance.
Yeah. My thing is, I wish they had split this and Love in the Afternoon up a little bit more and like put another movie in between them or something. Because I'm like, two exes movies in a row, please, meh. But also, Sweet Pecan Summer. I realize summer is in the title. They said the word pecan, and I think pie, and I think fall.
Yeah,
like it's fall to me. You can't convince me otherwise.
Plus, I mean, it's almost fall. 8/28. So
it's the end of summer, so they placed it well. Yeah.
Yes.
So you can just pretend it's fall harvest movie.
They're the best ones anyway.
Sweet pecan fall. But so did we give balls for Love in the Afternoon, or did we forget?
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Let's do both. So for Love in the Afternoon, I'm going to give it 3 beach balls. I'm hopeful. And then Sweet Pecan Summer, I'm going to give it 2.5.
I think that sounds about fair. I think Love in the Afternoon, I'm going to give 2.75 soap bubbles. And for Sweet Pecan Summer, this just sounds like so manufactured. Even though it's about pie, it's cookie cutter to me. So I'm gonna be like, we'll see, and I'm gonna give it just like 2 pies.
I think I'm for both of them right now with the limited amount of information we have, like because both of these written correctly could be super fun and like really great. So I'm just gonna give them blanket 2.5s of like I'm relatively neutral. they have the ability to sway me into their court if they do what they need to do.
Because our hearts have been broken by Hallmark before. So we're not looking into dating right now.
All right, well, let's talk about some mysteries. So
Okay.
on the 1st of August, we have Mystery 101, Deadly History. And of course, this stars Neil Wagner, Christopher Paloha, and Robin Thomas. And it's Amy and Travis travel to New York to investigate when Amy's uncle goes missing, and the initial clues make them fear the worst. So these have been pretty good, the Mystery 101s. I think that they have such good chemistry that helps a lot. And they have pretty good cases, and they do a pretty good job of helping her to be involved, kind of because of her dad, and also because she teaches the criminal justice class. I think I always look forward to one of these.
Yeah.
I agree. I would say just in general, the August mysteries are like for this year.
Yeah.
All of them are like, oh, I like that series. That's fun.
So
I'm not upset about it.
Yeah. Same. I've only ever seen one of these Mystery 101 movies, but I love their chemistry. Like I watched the last one. They were great. We just did Pearl in Paradise as an episode. They're amazing. Like so I'll pretty much watch whatever these two do separately or together. So.
Yeah. So I give a 4 out of 5 as far as anticipation.
I agree. 4 out of 5. I'm genuinely more excited about the mysteries coming up right now. So
I'll just jump on that bandwagon.
Okay, good. All right, then we have Sweet Revenge, a Hannah Swenson mystery, and I guess I don't know why they can't call it a Murder She Baked mystery.
I don't know. Maybe
Right
it's not
thing
based
with
on a
that
book.
name.
Not sure.
I don't know, but I'm so excited they're back.
Alison Sweeney, Cameron Matheson, Barbara Niven, all back as Hannah and Mike experience engaged life, which is a weird way of saying it. Engaged life while balancing their busy careers. A murder at a 24-hour gym complicates their wedding planning. So that sounds kind of grisly.
It's at a 24-hour gym. That just sounds like the most awkward of places for this to be happening.
We actually have coverage of the Murder She Baked movies coming that Carrie and Cammie and maybe other people are doing. And we will have just aired the first 2 movie recap on Friday. And so we're going to be covering all of them, including this new one. And I have to admit, I have never seen a Murder She Baked movie.
You're in for a treat.
Yeah, these are just like the reason I'm cool with this being the craziest premise to start off with is we're already like the Murder She Baked is, hey, there's this baker.
Yeah.
She also just finds a lot of dead bodies.
They all do. You could be a baker, run a flower shop, anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But then
But some of them are more, like we were saying with Amy, kind of teaching a criminal.
Yeah,
right. There's like
writing
some
class.
reason why they'd be looped in. There is no reason why she should be looped in with any of this.
Purely because she's good at it. Well, like the first couple murders, she stumbled upon them or they were connected to her. Like one of them does die in her bakery or like across the street.
Yeah.
And then all that stuff. But I really like these. I've read a couple of the books. I have my soon-to-be mommy-in-law has like all of them, so I have that to look forward to some days of stealing all of her books. But they're fun, so I'm really excited about this.
Yeah. And it is true that amateur sleuthing is a thing, not to the point of that. Usually it's cold cases, and it's not to the point of that it is in any of these movies, of course. But I was actually just watching Dateline the other day, and they had this incredible group of, they called them genealogical detectives, these amateur detectives that would go through and try to find, like, they're trying to find going through the family trees of people. I don't even remember all. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
I mean,
and I was
like it
we
very
need a
much
Hallmark
like
movie about these people.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, these
Romance
cute.
between like people who study ancestry.com and find
Yeah.
the Golden State Killer.
right. It's a very
Yeah.
Golden State Killer thing.
It was really good. Anyway, so what do you give this one?
I'm super excited. I'm gonna say 4.5.
I'm going
Okay.
to say 5 cookies.
All right. Yeah, I will say 4 as well on this one. I've only heard good things, so I'm looking forward to it. Okay, last one, 22nd. And this is a tentative title, but I hope they don't change it because I think it's hilarious. Aurora Teagarden Mysteries, Honeymoon, Honey Murder.
Oh my.
Yes,
And of course,
I'm going to concur. I hope they don't change this title because it's ridiculous and I love it.
yes, and it's Candice Cambray, Niall Mater, Mary Lou Henner, and it says, while on a pre-honeymoon getaway, which I don't understand what that means, Aurora and Nick discover a body, and as they get closer to finding out what really happened, danger knocks on their doorstep. So I don't know why it had to be pre-honeymoon. Like, what is a pre-honeymoon?
weird.
Because I think they want to have an extra movie where they go on their honeymoon. Where
So this is a like we've sent them to like an island off of like Seattle, but
like
then the
Vancouver.
one after that they can go to the Bahamas.
yeah, I guess so. They
Vancouver
haven't written the other Bahamanian movie that they can go film all together in yet. So that'll happen.
And
That'll happen in Christmas.
I think you got to be excited about this. I mean, I love Mary Lou. I love Niall Mater, Candice Cambray. She's great. So
I mean, these are. I feel like the Aurora Teagardens are just sort of like iconic staples in the mystery universe now, and like even a bad one is like super fun.
I have yet to indulge.
I know, it's so weird.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm excited to someday like do it where they have, they've had countless marathons and I'm really excited to like do that.
Right. Do you have 24 hours to devote to this at this point, Katie? Because I think this is like movie 17.
Like, it's really not all that healthy what she's doing. I mean, it's one thing to be an amateur sleuth. It's another thing to let it like overtake your whole life.
Yeah.
And it's really sending her bad vibes is what it is.
Yeah, like her juju is real off.
At some point with all of these movies, at some point, like after a few, wouldn't they kind of go, people around you seem to die a lot. Where were you on Tuesday at 4?
Yeah. I think we got a serial killer on our hands, but
oh my god, wouldn't that be amazing if it was the final Aurora Teagarden is actually she's an angel of death.
This is how she did it all.
It's like Aurora Teagarden, David Fincher directing, or something like that.
This is why it's a pre-honeymoon getaway because Niall Mater's next. No.
So I give it a 4 out of 5 as well. So I'm looking forward to all the mysteries. They have been kind of rough this year, so hopefully these will be good.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with the 3.5 for this one. It's definitely the one I'm least excited about, but I think part of that is definitely like, what else could they possibly throw at Aurora? Like,
since I have no dog in this fight, I'm gonna go say 5 honey murders. I'm going to feel positive about it.
Well, thank you so much to both of you. It's always so much fun to get to talk with you. And so tell everybody where they can find your podcast and you on social media because you do the amazing live tweeting.
Thank you. We have the most fun tweeting. So you can follow us on all the social medias at #1 kiss means #4 ever. So 1 kiss means forever, where the 1 and 4 are numerals.
And then we have our podcast that until Christmas season comes out every other week.
Yep. Every other Thursday.
And we spell that all out. 1 kiss means forever, and we'll we just deep dive on one movie each time.
Yeah.
Great.
Talk about tropes, talk about why it's great, and also why it's terrible.
Yes.
Perfect. Yes, you want to make sure to check that out. It's a lot of fun. And
Yeah,
you
so,
can oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, we just finished up Christmas in July when this is coming out. So we'll be going into more summer-ish
Oh, good.
sort of fare.
That'll be fun. That'll be really fun. Well, you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. And also make sure you're following the podcast, the Hallmarkies Pod, Hallmarkies Podcast, all our social media. And if you're listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. And if you are listening on YouTube, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate that so much. And we also have our Patreon group, which is a lot of fun. You can be part of the watch-alongs and other fun stuff going on. So please take a look at that, and our merch store, which has tons of fun. We even have a wedding march inspired design. So check that out. And
I surely will do that.
And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye.